you're not going to have a free country without an independent judiciary. I mean, to me, the foundation of freedom is a rule of law, an objective law. And for that, you need an independent judiciary. You need a judiciary that's not corrupt, and that is not corrupt either from the side of, let's say, the business activity, or corrupt from the side of politics. Politics has to be independent. Now, if you have a lot of corrupt judges, I would fire them all. Clean house, and appoint new ones. So fighting for freedom is selfish. It's a requirement. I'd say, you know, I don't believe in moral duties, but it's as close to moral duty as you get. It's a requirement of any self-respecting person with self-esteem is going to fight for their own freedom and for the freedom of the people they love and they care about. Every country that has allowed its population economic freedom, respect for property rights, respect for contract law, and left people alone has thrived. And my favorite example of this is Hong Kong. If you want to defend yourselves against the Russians, get rich. It's the best defense. There's a huge debate going on in Western Europe and in the US about inequality. Right? Inequality is bad. Equality is good. Well, we've tried equality of outcome. We know how that turns out. Everybody's equally miserable. Have they learned anything from it? No. I say inequality is beautiful. What do we need the government for? We need the government for the things that only a government can do, which is guns. We need a government to protect ourselves so that I don't have to carry a gun when I walk around the streets afraid of being mugged. I want a police force. I want them to be good at it. I want them to be professional. And I don't believe in private armies and private police forces because I think all that generates is conflict and violence and the worst type of anarchy. So I believe that the government should be involved in guns. That's it. First of all, we don't know that climate change is happening. I mean, temperatures seem to be pretty flat in the last 12 years. But even if it's happening, you know, so what? So it gets a little warmer. Here in Ukraine, you could use that a little bit. Trees love CO2. The more CO2 in the atmosphere, the more growth of greenery there is. The more food we get, the more trees there are. You know, Canada becomes habitable. You're Canadian. For Rand, her whole moral focus is on the individual. We should each be independent people living our lives for the purpose of our own happiness, our own fulfillment, and ultimately our own flourishing.